Hey there, my fellow Whovians and Whoninots. This one's gonna be a little bit different. Usually I like to do scripted video essays where I talk about a lot of Doctor Who nonsense that I only really care about. But this week's really has taken its toll on me. To date this video a little bit, we're still in the middle of the US election, and that's just been a great ride there, as well as some other personal stuff happening in my life, which just keeps adding itself on, which is great. But I still wanted to try to get some form of content out here. I wasn't in the right mental space to come up with a scripted video, unfortunately, but let's try this out. I'm gonna try and rank my favorite Doctors. Now, I'm only gonna do New Who here because that's what I know the most. Because I have seen some classic Who, I'm a huge fan of Sylvester McCoy's stuff. My personal favorite Sylvester McCoy episode is the Happiness Patrol, the one with the Candyman, because who doesn't love the Candyman? And Tom Baker as well. If he was in this countdown, he would definitely be top 5, top 3. But really, there's still a lot I need to get through on Classic Who. So for right now, I'm just going to rank 8 through 13. Honorable mention, John Hurt as the War Doctor. Now, obviously, he was only in one true TV outing as the Doctor in the 50th anniversary, and he didn't get a lot of screen time, but I felt like you got who he was just from the first, I want to say 5-10 minutes of him on the screen. Probably his first interaction he had, not with Rose, but with the thing that portrayed Rose. His Doctor Who makes all the sense in the world. But yes, honorable mention, John Hurt. Alright, number 5 would be 13 herself, Jodie Whittaker. Now, this isn't anything against Jodie herself. I think she's been doing a really good job of the Doctor. Specifically, what she's done in Series 12, I think, is her strongest series. I'm personally more of a fan of the grouchy, sarcastic Doctor, which you will see come up later in this video. Might be surprising for y'all. But yeah, Jodie, I feel like, at the beginning, the criticisms of her kind of being Matt Smith, David Tennant light weren't unfounded, because at a lot of moments, it seemed pretty Control-C, Control-V, very like copy and paste, and there was just kind of there was a lot of character development that Moffat brought in his later years to the Doctor that I felt just went unrecognized. Same with the new Master, that is just love that. But yeah, Jodie as an actress, I can't complain too much. Really, the biggest things that are holding her back are the writing and the direction of the character. I like her look. I think her relationships with some of her companions are really good and really interesting. But besides that, last place. Number 4, Matt Smith. Yeah, it feels weird to put Matt Smith this low on the list, but it's my list, so I'm right. But for a period of time, whenever someone brought up Doctor Who, or I thought about Doctor Who, the first face I would think of would be Matt Smith. He just embodied the Doctor. He wasn't playing a character or a caricature of who the Doctor should be. He was just himself, this wacky space granddad who just went about traveling in time and space with his best friends and just had a grand old time. And that's what I really loved about Matt Smith at first. But then when you start to rewatch it, you realize there's a lot more to him, especially in Series 5. The trickster element of him is a really neat subtext to his character. You think he's always just going to be the goofy man, the man who just walks in and just kind of stumbles into a victory. But then you kind of see, after watching the episodes as many times as I have, you can see that he does always have some sort of plan, or, he's not going in completely blind. He knows how to control people. He knows how to get the situation to benefit him, which I think really, really shows how distinct of a Doctor he truly is. Almost similar to the second Doctor, but with a little bit of a twist to it. Number 3. The 10th Doctor, David Tennant. I know, this isn't the placement he wanted to go. Got him! You could debate that David Tennant is the most iconic Doctor, probably behind Tom Baker. At least for this generation, he is the most iconic Doctor. He is the Doctor. His portrayal is widely known, it's loved, his costume is beloved, everything that David Tennant seemed to touch in his run Doctor Who turned to gold, except for Love and Monsters, Fear Her, and a bunch of other episodes we don't like to mention. And how could you not love this Doctor? His machismo, his catchphrases, his swashbuckling attitude, and the most romantic of Doctors. Probably second most behind Paul McGann, but that's just me as a Paul McGann fanboy. So, why did I rank David Tennant at 3? That is a good question. Because if you think about it, he has my favorite companion, he has my favorite episode, he probably has one of my favorite series, which all 3 take place in. Series 4 is just great. But the big reason why David Tennant is at number 3 is because I absolutely hate his ending. God, the end of time is the worst. I know it's a very, very, very popular 2-parter, but it's just meh to me. The whole part where the Master makes himself into every person, why did he do that? Because he wants to control people, but if everyone's him, he can't control people, because then he wants to control himself, and my brain just went numb. I will say, while the first part is awful, End of Time Part 2, it's better. I love the discussion Wilf had with the Doctor, and by the way, Wilf is the best companion, no doubt, besides Donna. But I think I might have outgrown Tennant. He is a very, very entertaining Doctor to watch, but I still think there are 2 other Doctors who are more interesting. Number 2, the 9th Doctor, Christopher Eccleston. How could you not love your first? Christopher Eccleston was my entry point into Doctor Who. He was my first Doctor, and he was criminally robbed with only having 1 series, and I'm still upset about it. But I'm very much looking forward towards his Big Finish work. Series 1 really doesn't have any bad episodes, and Series 1 has the best series finale. Parting of the Ways, oh my god, it's so good, it's so good. I'm dying. From that look the Doctor gives to Rose when he has to give her away, from the coward to killer speech, oh my god, every part of that episode is fantastic. But he is not number 1. Number 1 is 12, Peter Capaldi. Yes, Space Keith Richards! Oh my god, I love Peter Capaldi, and anyone who's met me in real life will know I talk about him constantly, and that's just because he's so good, okay? I love Peter Capaldi as the Doctor. He is my favorite Doctor. Did you get that? And it pains me to see that his era of Doctor Who is seen as really, really bad. I'm like, come on, guys. There are so many great stories. Listen, Into the Dalek, Heaven Sent, Twice Upon a Time. And I absolutely adore Robots of Sherwood. I know it doesn't get a lot of love, but come on. How can't you love that? It's the Doctor, and he's got a really big spoon. Like, how is that not everything you've ever wanted? The big reason why I love Peter Capaldi so much as a Doctor is not just because he is an amazing actor, see the speech from the Zygon inversion, but it's due to the fact that he has character development. Him and 9 are the only Doctors with real, true character development. What's amazing about 12 is that every season he's in, he grows so much in those series. It's like you can have a multi-doctor story with any version of Capaldi from his series. You can have one from 8, one from 9, one from 10. Totally different guys. Would still love to see that story. Also, Dr. Disco. Had to mention it. Hey, thank you so much, my fellow Whovians and Whoninots, for watching my latest video about Doctor Who. I know this one was a little bit weird. I didn't write a script for it. It was mainly off the cuff. You can probably tell. But I wanted to get something out here just because my brain's been in a real weird funk for the past couple of days. Just weird times. But it's always good to have something you can fall back on that you really love. And I truly love talking about Doctor Who. So if you enjoyed this, please give it a like. If you have any recommendations for what you'd like to see next, leave it in the comments section down below. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. I would appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Yes. I can see you.
Okay.